Hidden beneath the glowing promises of modern medicine lies a chilling truth. A truth written in blood, betrayal, and the bodies of those who were never given a choice. These are not horror stories. They are real. These are the top 5 most shocking medical experiments on Black Americans, and they were never meant to be exposed.
But first, hi, I'm Lacey. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you enjoy this type of content, I invite you to subscribe and become part of our community. All right, let's get back into it.
Let's begin. 5. Henrietta Lacks and the HeLa cells. In 1951, a young Black mother named Henrietta Lacks entered Johns Hopkins Hospital for what she believed was a routine exam. She had been experiencing severe vaginal bleeding. Doctors diagnosed her with an aggressive form of cervical cancer, but what they didn't tell her was that they were about to change the course of science without her permission. Without consent, a piece of her tumor was removed and sent to a nearby lab. There, scientists discovered something they had never seen before. Her cells didn't die. Unlike all the others, her cells multiplied endlessly. They became immortal. These were the first human cells ever successfully grown in a lab. They would go on to be used in everything from the polio vaccine to HIV research to COVID-19 testing, worth billions. But Henrietta never knew. She died that same year, and her family? They didn't find out until 20 years later. No consent, no compensation, just legacy stolen. Number 4. Radiation experiments on Black bodies. In the shadows of post-World War II America, a series of top-secret government experiments began. Their target? Poor Black patients in public hospitals. Their weapon? Radiation. In the name of Cold War science, researchers injected plutonium into unsuspecting patients, exposed them to full-body radiation, or implanted radioactive materials inside them. The subjects were told it was treatment. In reality, it was a death sentence. One of the most chilling cases occurred in Cincinnati, where more than 80 cancer patients, mostly Black, were exposed to lethal levels of radiation to study its effects on the human body in real time. Many died. None gave informed consent. These weren't rogue scientists. This was sponsored by the Atomic Energy Commission, approved, funded, and classified. And for decades, it stayed hidden. 3. Dr. J. Marion Sims and the Enslaved Women. He is remembered in medical textbooks as the father of modern gynecology. But behind that title lies a legacy of pain, mutilation, and silence. In the 1840s, Dr. J. Marion Sims performed a series of brutal gynecological surgeries on enslaved Black women. One of them, named Anarcha, endured over 30 operations without anesthesia. Sims believed Black women didn't feel pain the way white women did. That belief wasn't based on science, but on racism. These women had no rights, no voices, no consent. Sims experimented freely, sometimes with other physicians watching. His goal, to repair vaginal fistulas. But his success came at the cost of unimaginable suffering. For decades, he was celebrated. Statues were raised in his honor. However, it was not until 2018, after the public outcry, that his monument was removed from Central Park. The names of the women, Anarcha, Lucy, Betsy, are no longer just footnotes. They are witnesses, victims, and forgotten pioneers. 2. The Mississippi Appendectomies. In the Deep South, from the 1920s to the 1970s, countless poor Black women walked into hospitals to give birth, get checkups, or treat infections. They left sterilized, these weren't accidents. They were part of a targeted eugenics campaign where sterilization was disguised as routine surgery. Often, it was called a Mississippi Appendectomy, a cruel euphemism for involuntary sterilization. Young girls, some as young as 13, were told it was necessary, but their reproductive futures were stolen. In North Carolina alone, over 7,600 people were sterilized, many of them Black. Some states offered financial incentives to sterilize the unfit. It wasn't until the 1970s that this program began to unravel, and many women never knew it happened until they tried to have children years later and couldn't. 1. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study. It is perhaps the most infamous case of medical betrayal in American history, and it lasted 40 years. In 1932, the U.S. Public Health Service launched a study in Tuskegee, Alabama, to observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis. They recruited 600 Black men, 399 with syphilis, 201 without. They were told they would receive free health care, meals, and burial insurance. But the truth? They were being used as lab rats. Even after penicillin became the cure in 1947, it was deliberately withheld. The men went blind. They went insane. They died. Many passed the disease to their wives. The study continued until 1972, only shut down when a whistleblower leaked it to the press. In 1997, President Clinton issued a formal apology, but the damage was done. A deep generational mistrust of medicine still lingers in Black communities today. And it all began with a lie.
If you found this story as captivating as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We will continue to uncover more untold stories from history, stories that reveal the hidden truths of those who lived in the shadows of society's boundaries.